Welcome to the $100 MBA Show, the business podcast that cuts through the noise even when you're mowing your lawn with our daily 10-minute business lessons for the real world. I'm your host, your coach, your teacher, Omar Zenhom. I'm also the co-founder of the $100 MBA, a complete business training and community online. And today's part 2 of our 2-part lesson on how to plan for the future of your business. If you haven't listened to part 1, make sure you go back, listen to yesterday's episode, pause me, and I'll be here when you come back. If you're all listened up, then keep on listening. In part 2, we're going to cover some other tips that are really important to planning the right future for your business. Let's get into it. Let's get down to business. This episode of the $100 MBA Show is brought to you by Nadex, Binary Options Trading. Our listeners appreciate just how far $100 can go, and so does Nadex. With just $100, you can get started. With Nadex Binary Options, you trade on whether you think the market will be above or below a certain point by a certain time. Go to nadex.com and open up a free account. That's Nadex, Nadex.com. Futures, options, and swaps trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors. In part 1, we covered a lot of ground. Let's keep moving forward. When you're building your business, when you're adding things to your business, new products, new services, new offerings, this is new work to your business. So you need to ask yourself 2 questions. What work will this new product, this new thing produce, and who will do it? No matter what it is, whenever you put something out in the world, it will produce more work. It could be a little bit of work. It could be a lot of work. So for example, we are launching a new software called Webinar Ninja. There are jobs that are going to need to take place now that we're launching this software. One of them is customer service. Who's going to take care of customer service? Who are the people that are going to answer the queries of our customers? Nicole and I can't do it alone. We have content to create. We have other things to manage. We needed to hire people to take care of that. We need to train them, obviously, beforehand. If you're a brick and mortar business that offers delivery, who's going to do the delivery? If you're a furniture shop and you offer free assembly, who will do the assembly? You got to make sure that when you add features and products and offerings that you plan on hiring and training the people that will do this. So keep that in mind when you're introducing new ideas to your business. Don't just think, oh, that's a great idea, let's just do it, and not plan according to what needs to be done if you do implement that idea. Next, as you're building your business, you may need to consider hiring a manager. I know that you are a manager as a business owner, but there are things you need managing that you can't get to all the time. As you grow, even if you have only 2 employees other than yourself, you may want to add a manager to manage those employees, to train them on new things, to make sure that they're doing the job they need to be doing, to follow up. Not to micromanage, but to make sure that they have somebody they can go to and contact if they have questions or if they need help with anything. And you may not be available all the time. You may be working on other things like creating content, like creating new things, like planning your business. So consider hiring a manager. Now, obviously, a manager is going to need to be paid more than somebody who's doing customer service, for example, because there are certain skills that are valuable that a manager must have. But if you have somebody in your business that you've hired in the past that has those ambitions to become a manager, you may want to groom them into becoming a manager in a few months' time. And then you can have them train their replacement, hire a new replacement. Having a manager on your team can really help the running of your business to go a lot smoother. The responsibility doesn't fall solely on your own shoulders. Now remember that if you have a manager, you still have to manage them. They look to you for guidance, so you need to make sure that you also manage them and train them. But at least they can manage the people that are working for your department, your other employees, and he or she can take care of those people for you. You still can be in contact with them directly. You can still email them directly and have meetings with everybody, especially if you're still a small team. But the point is you have somebody managing processes for you. Another great tip to planning the future of your business is finding a business growth mentor. Find somebody that has grown their business the way you want to grow your business. Find somebody that has a business model in their hands that you really like, that fits in your lifestyle, a business model that you aspire to. And reach out to them, contact them and say, hey, I would love to sit down and speak to you on Skype or on the phone or even via email and pick your brain. I need to grow my business in the same direction you did. How did you get the people on your team? How long did it take? What are some of the steps I should take in order to start growing in the right direction the way you have? This can save you a lot of time and also give you some perspective on how long it takes to have that kind of business that you aspire to. and then you can plan accordingly for your own business. Now, this advice of picking somebody's brain that's doing something well goes for everything in your business. For example, I keynoted at a local event here in San Diego, and I spoke to one of the organizers because I noticed that the staff they had on the reception table and the people that are running the actual event, they were pretty efficient. They did a pretty good job. They told me that they were interns, and I asked, how did you get these interns? So we can hire our own interns when we do our event, Webinar Ninja Live, in September. You'll be surprised how helpful people will be if you just simply ask for their help, ask for their advice. People like sharing their experiences, and they also like helping other people avoid the mistakes they went through. Guys, I got more, but before that, I got to give love to today's sponsor, infofree.com. I know many of you are struggling to find new customers. Trust me, I have been there before. Most contact lists are outdated and don't have the sales leads that are right for your business. But let me tell you about a service that I found that makes selling easy. It's called infofree.com. Small businesses and sales professionals love infofree.com's leads because the company compiles and triple verifies its own data. In fact, InfoFree updates its sales leads on a weekly and monthly basis. You'll always have access to the most current contact information, so you'll spend more time selling and less time looking for customers. Do you want to reach prospects with phone, email, or direct mail? InfoFree has you covered with its database of 14 million businesses and 220 million consumers. It gives you the power to target the specific leads that are right for your business. And InfoFree's free mobile app gives you the ability to access all your sales data and reach any business before you call. Use the app on your iPhone or Android to qualify your leads within seconds. InfoFree.com is giving you a 30-day risk-free trial of its services. Just go to infofree.com/MBA if you want to double your sales. So remember, go to infofree.com/MBA. Planning the future of your business is something you need to make time for. So make sure you take maybe an hour or two every month and see where your business is at and see where you're going. Reevaluate. Make sure that you're on the right track. Make sure you're building something you actually want and fulfills your needs. Sometimes we get caught up in the day-to-day of the work of the business that we neglect the planning of it. And it's really important because if you don't plan your business, your circumstances will plan them for you. Make sure that you are on the right track from month to month. And hey, maybe once a year or every 6 months, you can go on some little sabbatical or retreat of a few days and have a brainstorming session or sessions on the future of your business. Make sure you're getting the most out of your time with your team and make sure you never lose sight of what you really want to accomplish by building the business that you have. All right, guys, that wraps up today's lesson. Remember, guys, that on the weekend, Saturday and Sunday, we have Q&A weekends. If you have a question you want to ask, I will answer it right here on the air. We get a ton of questions, but we want to hear from you. If you haven't sent in a question or you have sent a question, you have another one, please send it in. You can email us at contact@100mba.net. You can use our Speak It option where you record your questions. It's a lot of fun. We play it right here on the show. And you can find that on our show page at 100mba.net/show. Or you can tweet at me at BizRepublic, at BIZRepublic on Twitter. I promise to do my best and give my honest answer to your questions. So go ahead and send in your questions. All right, guys, I want to leave you with this. If for any reason you're listening to this podcast and you're in a tough time in your business, you're overwhelmed with work, or maybe you're not making as much money as you need, or maybe just not growing fast enough, take a deep breath. I'm serious. Take a deep breath right now. And remember that this is part of the process, that this is what makes an entrepreneur, and that this